morning, Nick Ayton here. There we go, out there dog walking. And yeah, the season's changed. You know, we're gearing up post-Easter, aren't we, for holiday season, and the weather's starting to improve, and all the boats are in the harbour. The boats are in the river on their jetties and everything, so all out of storage. So we know things are on the move, and in a sense, I've done a few reach outs to try and find, founders, entrepreneurs looking to raise that next amount of capital. And in a previous conversation, we were talking about how some of the investor shifts, the trends in the investor market has moved a bit, of course. I did talk about direct to consumer or consumer retail, which is vastly becoming, a hot topic as we all try and sort of save money as consumers. We're all on the back foot a bit. But what are the other sectors that I'm sort of seeing or detecting there's a bit of movement? I think clearly energy is a big deal right now, and we've talked about this on previous conversations. Alternative energy fuel sources, net zero fuel is what we're all looking for, and that could be fission, fusion, antimatter, but that's significant. But what about things closer to home? What about solar? And yeah, solar's worth another look, actually, because there are some new materials, new types of materials that have different types of crystal shapes embedded in the surface of the panel. I can't remember what it's called actually now. It begins with P. It's got a V in it, those new innovations coming in terms of material science and chemistry is making solar not only more efficient, hundreds of times more efficient, but it's also lowering the pricing point. So renewable energy and alternative energy supplies is a really, really big deal. So those are one of the other area, of course, is defence and military, and it can polarize opinion, really, because a lot of investors don't want to invest in aggressive technologies, in a sense. But the problem we have, of course, is that we have something going on in the middle of Europe, which is unhelpful, isn't it? The Ukraine-Russian situation. But there's a massive emphasis on military type technology, and in particular, I think what we've seen with the theatre, the use of drones and technology, it's changed the nature of warfare, hasn't it? And you could argue one side is still relying on cannon fodder people, while the other side is using technology because they don't have so many people to deploy. And that's like many wars. What happens is it drives and collapses time to innovation, time to market, because there's a degree of I have to get it done now, and various sides are looking for that edge, and they'll get things to market very quickly. And I've come across some really, really interesting AI, and these are self-serving autonomous AIs that you can put on different devices, different equipment, different weapons, and in a sense they're quite scary, because these AIs can avoid being shot down, which means that if they're coming at you, you can't stop them coming at you. So it's good and bad, in a sense. It's a strategic advantage for whichever side has got one. But these AIs are so advanced now. They don't, you can't do much with them. Even if you captured one, you can't copy the code. The code is meaningless. They don't use GPS, so you can't jam the signal. And so what can you do? Well, you can't really do anything unless you go into the sky with a big net and, you know, take them out. But so yeah, innovation, energy, alternative power sources, AI, military, you know, it's you know, in times of geopolitical uncertainty, you get various attention focused on things that can help international trade, save money, do banking payments faster. But then we have conflicts, and conflicts is all about, you know, the technology edge. It's about energy. It's all about agriculture as well. It's about access to resources, of course. So agtech, you know, farming, smart farming. Again, with the crisis in the middle of Europe, of course, you know, there are shortages still in the supply chain. So those areas are really interesting, and there's a lot of dry powder out there for entrepreneurs and projects that have you know, that have solutions and propositions that can make a difference in those areas. So anyway, a few more thoughts and some more to come. Talk soon. Bye.